Let's talk three of the key mistakes that healthcare clinics make when they're marketing to generate more new clientele. G'day, guys. It's Pete here from Clinic Mastery. And before we get stuck into this video, if you could give us a like, subscribe, and comment, it helps us to reach more people and to have a greater impact. Thank you very much for doing that. Let's dive straight on into this one. Now, the three key things we're going to go over today are trying to speak to everyone so that really no one listens, no maths is no tracking, and we capture and follow up. So let's start with the first point, which is trying to speak to everyone. Now, we've all done this before. I've done it. I'm sure you've done it. Hopefully, you're not still doing it. But if you are, hopefully we can help to push you in the right direction here. Now, what I mean by trying to speak to everyone is trying to create this message that can potentially reach every single client that you work with. The whole theory of let's just cast the net as wide as possible because we need heaps of new clients. So rather than being specific, let's be as general as possible. But what you'll find is marketing really struggles to be effective when it's very non-specific. Okay. So if someone reads your marketing message and they go, like small parts of that do relate to me, they're less emotionally driven to go, I think this person could help me or this business could help me. And so that's a key thing for you to be remembering here is that people will make emotional decisions and then back them up with logic. And so we need to speak to them on an emotional level to begin with. So given that, what we need to think about is how can we help someone to have an emotional response when they read it? Best way to do this, and the best way that I find to do this from an ethical standpoint as a healthcare professional, is to educate them that you understand them. And that's basically to map out the likely story or the likely series of events they've been through to get to where they are today as a potential ideal client for your business. So that's number one. Number two, no maths and no tracking. So realistically, if you're not tracking and not understanding what are you paying from paid ads, what are you paying per new client? So what your customer acquisition cost is, geez, words, customer acquisition cost is, then you're really just guessing. And if you're just guessing these things, well, then you're not confident to increase your budget, to increase your spend, and to really scale up that marketing. So you might be spending, call it $2,000 a month. Now, for that $2,000 a month, if you confidently know that you're spending $200 per new client, you can look at your lifetime value of a client, your gross profit from the lifetime value, and go, does this equation make sense? Should I increase that budget or do I need to refine the ads before I increase the budget? But that data helps you to make a really good decision. The problem is a lot of clinics don't actually understand this cost to them. And so they sort of go through life or go through business going, well, I'm not sure whether I should increase it, decrease it. So let's just leave it the same and hope. And I see this all too often. So when we start to work with a clinic owner, one of the first things we do is work out what are we actually paying for a new client and how do we accurately track and measure this? Absolutely key. And the last one is weak capture and follow up. So if we're running lead generation ads, we need to make sure that we have a strong way to capture the leads and we have a strong follow up thereafter. So just imagine if someone signs up for a lead form, they leave their details so you can contact them. Great way to acquire new clients, by the way. But they do that. And then one day goes past, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and the fifth day you give them a call. By then, that need and that want for the service may have gone. They may have gone somewhere else. And I see this too often as well. So just think, how can we maybe even have an automated text the second they sign up or a minute afterwards, whatever it may be. So it's not too creepy, maybe a minute afterwards, but something that says, hey, we've got your information and we're going to contact you within one business day, 24 hours, whatever it may be. But be specific here and make sure you have a strong follow up. You need to do it fast. So speed, time is of the essence here. And we also need to be confident in how we do this process. And the best way to follow up a lead when we think of customer acquisition in healthcare is it's not a sales call in the sense of you're selling. You don't have to jump on the phone and hard sell anyone. That's not how it works. Realistically, people want to feel heard. They want to feel seen. And so when you have that phone call with them, if you're doing that lead gen strategy, that's the key thing is to listen, to shut up, stop talking. I know it's hard. I find it hard too, but clearly I'm just talking to myself here in this YouTube video. But what you need to do is just listen. Let them know that you can help them if you can, and let them know what that process will look like, and then allow them to book in. It's as simple as that. So those are the three key things from today's video. Try not to speak to everyone. Try and be as specific as possible to your ideal client. Make sure that your conversion tracking is absolutely perfect. And lastly, if you're running lead gen ads, make sure you have a strong way to capture it and a very thorough follow-up. All right, my friends, I hope this helped. I hope this helps you to increase your new client acquisition, and I'll see you in the next lesson.